I get nervous every single time I do a new job. I get nervous before a day like this. And part of it is putting one foot in front of the other. There's a perception that we have to do everything perfectly, and actually we're all trying and failing and succeeding and having lessons and everything, and whether you're here or here, it's kind of the same in a way.
Let's just get right in. Let's talk about the film. With the rise of feminism, it's these kind of stories that are coming to the forefront. Are you both feminists, and what does feminism mean to you?
Gosh, what a big question. What a big question.
Yeah, I suppose I am a feminist. I mean, yeah. And I didn't realise that for a while, actually. I didn't know where I sat in that, or I wasn't so conscious about my feminism. And as I've got older, it's become more and more apparent.
Yeah, same.
So what was the second half of the question?
What does feminism mean to you?
Oh, gosh.
I had played a character a few years ago where she was clearly a feminist, and I started to get more and more questions about whether I had any similarities or whether I thought in the same way that she did. And I remember at the time not being quite ready for it, and kind of not necessarily skirting the questions, but speaking about us as being quite separate in how we framed things, and it's actually but there was, part way through that, I suddenly thought, what am I doing? I need to take ownership of this, and it's actually a moment for me to take ownership and fully embrace the fact that actually I am, and so much of the way that I've operated in my life has been an extension of that fact, and to find ways to feel comfortable to articulate it rather than hiding from it.
We actually reposted your 5 feminist commandments on from
I
Glamour.
haven't seen these.
Yeah, I mean, everyone loved that. So it's so exciting to meet you both. So as individuals who achieve success in your work, both in and out of the film, what advice do you have for young women who want to pursue their dreams and overcome obstacles in their careers?
I think having a good sense of yourself and what's motivating your work is important, not just as a woman, but as any professional. Having the right agenda and having really good boundaries from the get-go. I didn't really learn about boundaries until maybe 10 years ago. And even now, I sometimes struggle to put them in place or understand if they are a boundary or not. I think that's really critical when you're starting out in your career, in terms of how people will then relate to you, how people will treat you, the opportunities that you'll get, and the respect that you deserve. I think those things feel like sort of paramount for me, and that would be the advice I'd give my daughter, let's say.
I like the word deserve in there, because I feel like there's so much today that contributes to low self-esteem, particularly for women and young women, and how women show up with social media and in their jobs and etc. There's so many different thoughts and information that they're being fed about how to be and how to dress and what to look like and what to eat, and that somehow it's making women feel a little bit worse about themselves rather than better about themselves, which is what say the wellness industry would normally be there for. And so I guess as much as anything, it's about listening to what you really want from the inside, and that you don't have to be perfect, that we all are trying, and including me, and I'm sure Billie, and I get nervous every single time I do a new job. I get nervous before a day like this. And part of it is putting one foot in front of the other and just showing up and trusting in yourself that you will make the right decisions for yourself. And so I think there's a perception that we have to do everything perfectly, and actually we're all trying and failing and succeeding and having lessons and everything, and whether you're here or here, it's kind of the same in a way.
Yeah, great answers from both of you, thank you. How does the film demonstrate the power of women working together and supporting each other in uncovering the truth?
I think this film is a perfect example of each player, who does what their differences, the things that, you know, separate them, and then bring them back as a team. It's not plain sailing, let's say, as in the dynamics are tricky. But they get what they want in the end by working as a team. And I'm not entirely sure that if one of those women were missing from that dynamic, that the interview would have happened.
Yeah.
I think they had to be the force to be reckoned with.
I would say, I mean, this film is a perfect example of you know, there are 4 women in this story who are incredibly unique and different, and have very different personalities, and they all, as Billie said, they all have their own jobs to do, and somehow, whether it's immediately working together or just being the forces of nature that they end up collectively, with the help of a few other people in there, a few other guys along the way, make this happen all together.